What up, slime? It's the Silicon Trap. It's your boy Codehova. We're going to move on and talk about decimal numbers. So we worked on arithmetics, and we're using everything which were integers. There was nothing like 275, $2.75. So that's what we're talking about now, decimals, when we have something like a dollar and a nickel. All right. So if let's do something. 4 divided by 3, what's that equal? Computer's gonna run. It's just saying 1, but I want it to be like super perfect. I want to know exactly what is the exact number. So in this case, we need to work with something called a decimal number. And as you can see, 4 divided by 3 is equal to 1.33333 to infinity, right? That's why always someone gets a bigger piece of the pie, but that's not here nor there. All right. So this, what we have here, it's called a floating number. But usually in Swift, we use doubles because it's much more precise. So what we're going to do is, it's like, so let's say int equals 5. Let float is a float value equals 3.0. Let double, which is a double, equal 3.0. So this is where we're going to use the option key. I'm going to show you below. I'm going to add a little screen that says what's up. But if we get this option key, hold on to it, and then we press on int, it's going to tell you it's an integer. That means it doesn't have any decimals. And because we declared this constant of float equal to float with 3.0, if we hover over it and then we press it, it's a floating number. And if we hover over this, click it with the Alt key, it's a double. So in Swift, with our present day computers, we don't need to worry about floats. So let's just comment that out. We don't need that. And if we just remove this explicit declaration that this is a double, and we hover over it and press it, it's a double. Like Swift, decimal numbers, doubles. That's all we need to worry about. So it's like, what's another number we could divide and we won't get a perfect? So let's just say let double equal 7 divided by 3. The answer is 2. But 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So what we could do here, there's many ways to do it. One way is, let's call this not double. Because when it's equal to 2 and we hover over it, press it, it's going to tell us it's an int. So we want to say one kind of double equals 7 divided by 3. And again, this is going to be wrong, but let's wrap it around, I don't know if it's a forcer, but anyways, if we wrap this value, it's going to give us the answer that we need. Never mind, that doesn't work. So what we're going to just want to do is like what we did before. We're going to make one of those values into a double. Another way, another kind of double equals 7 divided by, this is what I was trying to do, 3. So what we're doing here is pretty much, what we're doing here is writing this without writing that. There's many ways to work with this code. You can do it however you want, whichever way is simplest for you. But it's like, if you're writing this yourself, of course, this is much simpler than writing that, right? So that's one thing you need to know about dealing with decimal numbers. And why? You might ask why. I'm always going to work with even numbers. That's not true. That is not true at all. So let's talk about something very, very important to me, very important to you. I'm sure it's important to the president. right? I ain't gonna say his name, but it's like, let eighth equal 28 divided by 8, because there's 28 grams in an ounce. It's just 3, right? I mean, I'm not the customer. Hell no, right? I'm the plug. So for me, as the plug, me selling eighths of 3 grams, that's good. Because at the end of every ounce, I'm going to be pocketing 4 grams for myself. But perhaps you or someone out there as a customer is like, yo, fam, that's not right. I'm supposed to get 3.5. So if we want to create an app that's going to do all this division for us, getting all our coke, getting all the weed, getting all the molly, splitting it correctly, we got to work with doubles. Especially if we're going to work with calculations that aren't always going to give us back integer values. So how are we going to change this eighth into a proper 3.5? Just like before. We could either make this value into a double, or we can make this first value into a double, or we can make both into a double. And that doesn't have to be the case. We could wrap this with the double force operator, right? And there you go. That's what you need to know about decimal numbers. When you're working with integers, you are not guaranteed that the math is going to be correct. So that's why you have to make sure that, oh, in this case, I got to use a double. Oh, in that case, I got to use a double. You got to know when you're going to use ints, when you're going to use doubles. You dig? All right, man. We learning Swift, yo. Let's get on popping.